it is never over until it is over. But for William Samoei Ruto, it appears it is over. A popular refrain from university students, whenever they were demonstrating against their vice-chancellors, used to be, pack and go, or go and pack. So it would appear for Ruto, he must pack and go, or go and pack. That was from university students. In fact, it has been over for a long time, except that Ruto is an African. We are Africans. Ruto has been behaving the way we behave in our traditional African marriages, especially the polygamous type. That for a woman, even when it is over between her and the husband, they never quite pack and go home. When you see a woman packing and going home, they will certainly come back. But the normal stay, sometimes using a different house from the one of the husband, but remaining in the compound because divorce is alien to Africans. Sometimes they may share the same room, and this is still happening today, but not the same room, rather the same house, but sleeping in different rooms. Sometimes, because of circumstances, they may share the same room, but not the same blanket, and so on and so forth. This is our African setup. Perhaps borrowing from this, Ruto has been sticking in this marriage, but it's gotten to a point where the marriage is abusive, where even those of us who do not believe in divorce might be forced to advise a spouse to leave. The moment a marriage gets to this point, you don't need feeder to consider leaving. So for Ruto, that seems to be option. So Ruto must now leave. He must resign. But resign must not be taken in its simple sense of doing what Jaramogi did. That is no longer tenable for me to occupy an office under you, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, drawing Kenyans' taxpayer salary and doing nothing. Not in that manner, but in different senses of the word leave or resign. One, Ruto could decide to leave by merely going mute. Just silent, minding his own business as a DP, calling his troops to order, locking his house, keeping it off from politicians. Nobody goes to Surgoi, nobody goes to Karen. He wakes up in the morning, does his work as DP, whatever little there is, including just reading papers at Harambe House, without showing any interest. That is one way of living or resigning. Secondly, DP William Ruto could resign or leave in the manner the late Professor George Saitoti did at Kasarani, when KANU was reorganizing, and all of a sudden, akin to what happened to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga in 1966, when Mboya came craftily with 8 vice president positions, meaning Jaramogi was holding a watered-down position. For Saitoti at Kasarani, instead of 1 vice president, vice chairman of the party, or vice head of the party, there were now 4, and he was not even among the 4. Kamodo was edged out as SG. His position was taken by Raila Odinga. Then there were 4 vice presidents, or vice chairmen: Kalonzo Musyoka, Ronald Ngala, Musalia Mudavadi, Uhuru Kenyatta. Saitoti was nowhere. When he discovered this, he asked Moi, "Where's my name?" And Moi told him, Saitoti, kama hakuna. But in his landmark speech, he said, and I quote, "There come a time when the nation is more important than an individual." So William Samoei Ruto could borrow from that and say, there comes a time when the nation must indeed be more important than an individual. And he announces formally that he will continue serving as deputy president, but he will not run in 2022. And that he will support the president in his arrangements, in his succession plans, and for the time being, let them serve the nation. Let them serve the people of Kenya. And that he's not in the race totally. Until his troops does it, I'm not in the race in 2022 because the nation is greater than an individual. That's another way of resigning or leaving. There's yet another way. Another way of resigning is actually to leave government. Resign from his position of deputy party leader of Jubilee. Resign from his position of deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And say, politics doesn't seem to be the right cup of tea. I'm a Christian, I'm a man of God, and the way politics is being played in this country, I cannot partake of politics in this manner. I believe there must be room for clean politics. But when politics gets where it has gotten, I am quitting politics. Then he will go and do his chicken farming. He had gone to benchmark in Sudan. He can do more than that. I understand he produces about 3 million eggs in a day. He can improve that to 10 million per day. I understand he's in the hotel industry. He can expand his industry and become some of these big names in the hotel industry. That again is a path he can choose after resigning from government. Fourth, which is the second way of resigning, he can offer his resignation, leave government, and say, I am leaving government because it's no longer tenable for me to remain deputy president of this country. It's no longer tenable for me to remain in government as I pursue my ambition and dream of becoming president of the Republic of Kenya. And therefore, Your Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, I leave your government in peace. I pray for you because I'm a prayerful person. I leave so that you may serve the people of Kenya without the unnecessary wars that are getting your attention away from working for Kenyans. Let me go to Surugoi. He can do that. Tell Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, serve the people of Kenya. Let us meet in 2022. I'm going to assemble my army. Your father was quoted many times saying, wanaume ni kuonana, ana kwa ana. Saying Kikuyu, it comes out very nicely. The Luya say, mundu hu mundu. I'm going home by it in 2022. You serve people of Kenya. Let me assemble my army. That's another way of living. But what I'm saying is, leave, he must leave. The form of that resignation or that living may vary, but leave, he must leave. In fact, if you asked me, the last form of living, that form of resignation, where he actually leaves Harambee House Annex and operates from his own office, from his home in Surugoi, from his current home, not the government current, where he assembles an army to fight, might be the most tenable thing. And there are many reasons. For example, if Ruto does not leave government, his people will continue being hit. Murkomen and Susan Kiika, Kiunjuri Mwangi, hiyo ni kionjo. The son of Jomo Kenyatta, the son of the Spear, is yet to move. I've said before that many of the people who are throwing barbs and insults at Uhuru Kenyatta, at the son of Mamangina Kenyatta, they seem not to know the Uhuru I think I know myself. I've never met him personally, but I know him. The moment he will move, and he has just barely started, people are crawling under the bed. So for Ruto to continue being in government, he will be opening his people to attack. And finally, the net result of that is the people, your lieutenants who get hit, who get sacked from government employment, who lose their positions in the party and in parliament, they will begin naturally and psychologically to see you as not the father figure they expected you to be. The people working under you know you are a big, tough, serious guy. How do they maintain that psychologically when they are being denguliwed like birds? They will not, and it will have an impact in you. So to save your own people, you might be forced to leave government. And I'm saying more of this is coming. Because again, not to leave government is to subject yourself to very serious problems. You will embarrass yourself because you will fight. Look at Mulkomen. Look at Susan Kika. They are running like headless chicken. You cannot fight Uhuru Kenyatta when he's the president of Kenya and the Jubilee Party leader. For those who think Uhuru mentioning recall, he cannot do so, I'm telling you, you are dreaming. I'm not saying this because I like it. Sometimes Kenyans don't understand. When we make observation, doesn't mean we like those things. It doesn't mean we support those things. I'm not supposed to defend what I'm saying. But I am forced to right now. Because I'm saying when Aisha Juma mess in ODM tried to kick her out. They couldn't succeed. There have been others like Osozi in ANC. Before them, there have been others. The only time this happened was the time of Kanu. Kanu Disciplinary Committee under Okika Mayo. The moment you are expelled from Kanu, you lost your seat. So people think because it was difficult to remove Aisha Juma and ANC's Osozi, then it will be difficult. My friend, you are lying. The person who will be engineering your removal from parliament, from the party, will be Uhuru Kenyatta. And then you will go. Another way of embarrassing yourself, you will take the party to court. In the manner people like Kostani are doing. Caleb, my friend, you are wasting your time. The tribunal will not listen to you. Neither will the court. Who tells you NEC did not meet or cannot meet or cannot fabricate the meeting, the minutes? When you take the issue to court and the Tuju gives the minutes with NEC members and there's a quorum, the court is not bothered who was invited, who was not invited. The court looks, are these people members of NEC? Yes. Did they meet the quorum? Yes. So what is your problem? If you say those who went to State House, for example, were not 20, who tells you somebody didn't participate by phone because of Corona? You can't win the case. This is not any, so you'll keep embarrassing yourself. Then you take Tuju to court. Tuju's simple defense will be, these matters of merger and cooperation are squarely, according to our constitution, covered in under Article 9. This falls under the power of the president, the party leader. So then Tuju says, you have brought the wrong man to court. The man to bring to court is Uhuru Kenyatta, the party leader. Look at how you are embarrassing yourself. You lose in all these wars. And the net effect is that you will end up embarrassing yourself. But finally, why am I advising you, and I like you people. You think I don't like you. I like you very much. Finally, why am I advising you? To stop these foolish small wars. Apart from running the risk of coming out childish and foolish, there's the danger of losing your gem. Don't you forget the people in Tanga Tanga that Uhuru Kenyatta and his team are not happy of the fact that you control most of Mount Kenya. They are not happy, and they are working on that. So this is a trap thrown your way. The moment you are removed from your position, like Murkomen and Hika and the rest, the moment you be recalled from parliament, like those senators and others, the moment you lose your job, you'll begin to say things and talk out of turn. And you'll be falling into the trap that has been set for you. Because Uhuru Kenyatta would want the mountain people to face Mount Kenya. And he started by putting a way between you and the people of Mount Kenya. The things you say against Uhuru Kenyatta and his government, in moments of anger, those are the things Uhuru Kenyatta will need to tell his people, you see. And it has already begun. There will be sayings. There will be proverbs. There will be songs. Musicians will be recruited. And finally, they will whip the community to face Mount Kenya. You are making it easier for them by remaining in government and attempting childish wars against Uhuru Kenyatta and his government. My advice to you, don't pay me. Leave government. Assemble your troops. If you don't, your children, William Ruto, will be hit one after the other. They will suffer in this abusive marriage. All and sundry will know you are a woman in a marriage who is frustrated, who is beaten every day, whose children go hungry, and your co-wife's children are clean, smart, they eat well. Move out of this marriage. Assemble your army. Try and fight Uhuru Kenyatta. I know it's difficult. And I know nobody in the politics is ever ready to be advised. They say you can't advise a man in love. You can't advise a politician. If it were not for that, I would have advised you the best thing to do. The best thing for you, William Samoei Ruto, is to make everybody know you are not standing in 2022. Stop the war against Uhuru Kenyatta. Aim at 2027, even 2032, at your age, at qualities that I've always said about you, and your abilities, and your capacities. If you move out of 2022, you will be the man to beat in 2027 or 2032. I know the people scheming about 2022 have the intention of succeeding themselves for a long time. But 2027 or 2032, William Samoei Ruto is a sure bet for you.